welcome to Plano's Political Pitbull Podcast. I am Esther.
And I'm Ruth.
And today we are going to talk to you about some things that are going on nationally and some things that are going on with the state. So first up, we have national. And if you may not be aware, if you've been living under a rock, President Trump has put Elon Musk in charge of finding a whole bunch of government waste. And he wants to slash the budget. And he's taking a chainsaw to the budget and put Elon in charge of that, and Elon has found a whole bunch of surprising, shocking things.
Is it really that shocking that the government is wasting money, though?
No, what's shocking is what they're wasting their money on. That some people did not know this. Congress didn't even know this, okay? Don't be fooled by what the politicians are telling you, because I guarantee you that most of the bills that are passed out that deal with money are not itemized. They'll give out a budget, they'll give, I'm going to just make this number up, $1 billion to the agricultural department to go spend. But they will not list every single thing the agricultural department will spend that money on. And I guarantee you that these items that I'm going to list some of them, and these are only a few, if anybody in Congress voted on one of these items, they need to be run out of town. Okay.
I have not seen this list before, and I'm having a very hard time keeping my laughter.
It's going to be a fun, entertaining show today. So let's get started. Well, first up, we have $1.5 million to advance diversity, equity, and inclusion in Serbia's workplaces and business communities. Yes, I said Serbia, a Middle Eastern country, and they want to give them money for diversity, equity, and inclusion. I would think that Serbia's got bigger problems, but we gave them money for that.
Did they want it? And they probably said, yeah, give us money for that, and they used it for something else.
I would be shocked if it went for that. $70,000 for a production of a DEI musical in Ireland. Well,
I would love to know what the script for that would even be.
Yes. So, for all those who do not know, Ruth loves musical theater. Actually, she's going to be in a Purim musical for our temple. So really, really loves the theater.
That's the one you mentioned? That's the one you mentioned, not the one about homelessness?
I didn't know the other one was about homelessness. So actually, she's in two. One at the temple and one in a community group. Anywho, so yes, I don't know what the songs would be about in Ireland. And I don't really care. I wouldn't pay $70,000 to produce a musical on any subject here. Okay? So why we're doing it in Ireland, I don't know. $2.5 million for electric vehicles for Vietnam. Yes, a communist country. And we're giving them money for electric cars. Okay. Oh, this is a rich one. $32,000 for a comic book in Peru.
Wait, you missed the opera.
Oh, I skipped the opera. In Colombia. $47,000.
It's a transgender opera. I don't know what that means, but
I don't care if it's Figaro. Okay? Or the Barber of Seville. Okay? Or Carmen. Why are we sending money to Colombia
for an
opera?
Oh, did you hear about how
Colombia.
Well, governments, not America. This is the one thing they did not contribute to, but there were governments around the world that funded a game.
What kind of game? Why am I asking what kind of game?
It's called Dustborn. It's really bad.
Oh, so we funded a bad game.
No. America. I don't think America funded this one.
Oh, we didn't. We must have been too much money on the opera. We couldn't fund the game.
But other governments did.
Oh my God, help me. Okay. Anyway, so yes, $47,000 for an opera in Colombia. Yes. Forget the problems they have with the cartels. They must have an opera.
Hey, we all need some entertainment.
And I gotta pay for this? Okay. $2 million for sex change operations in Guatemala. Now,
and LGBT activism. Don't forget that.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. And LGBTQ activism.
In Guatemala.
Yes.
Because that's what they care about.
We have people that want sex change operations here, okay? And it's very expensive, and sometimes most of the time they cannot afford them. But we're sending it to Guatemalans who I think have bigger issues. I'm curious. Ruth, get your phone and Google Guatemalans and the poverty rate. I'm really curious what the poverty rate in Guatemala is, because if we have to give money to Guatemala, I would rather give it for food than for anything else.
I'm trying to find, I keep seeing 2023. Okay, here you go. This is from the World Bank.
World Bank, okay.
World Bank Group. This is Guatemala Poverty and Equity Brief, October 2024. This is the closest
All right, that's pretty
date
recent.
I could find.
That's pretty recent. We'll take that. Does it say how many people live below the poverty line?
I'm looking. Okay.
All right, we'll come back.
We'll come back to that.
Keep looking. I will continue. $6 million to fund tourism to Egypt. Now, I'm sure Egypt is a lovely country. I would have one day liked to see the pyramids that my ancestors built. But why are we paying $6 million for Egypt's tourism? They can fund their own tourism if they want people to go to Egypt.
Now I have a question.
Yes.
Is that for Americans to tour Egypt, or is that just Egyptians touring other places?
No, it's tourism in Egypt. So it's for people to go to Egypt.
Does it matter if they're in America or not? Is this just like tourism in Egypt in general, or like is it just for like Americans to
It did
be
not
tourists?
say if it was only to promote Egypt in America or in other places.
I don't know. It's just unclear.
It is unclear, and you know what? It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. I'm getting stuck on details that don't matter.
$6 million?
Sometimes I get stuck on details.
Okay. So, we have Millions to EcoHealth Alliance. That was involved in the research of the Wuhan lab, if everybody remembers COVID. 10 million for meals that went to Al-Qaeda affiliated fighters in Syria. I don't even want to pay for dinner for our city council members. Does anybody want to pay for meals for Al-Qaeda in Syria? I don't think so. What else do we have?
I have an answer on the
Oh, you have the answer on Guatemala's poverty rate.
Yeah, it took me a bit to find it, but I got it. So it says, despite average real GDP growth of 3.5% per year over the past decade, more than 55% of the population and roughly 79% of indigenous Guatemalans live in poverty. Many in the Western Highlands, where many migrants from Guatemala originate.
If we take out the indigenous for a moment, temporarily, over 50% of Guatemalans live in poverty.
55%, yes.
55%. Then you have the 70 plus percent of the indigenous who are in abject poverty.
79%, so almost 80. Almost
80%. And we are giving them $2 million for sex change operations and LGBTQ things. I think they're more worried about starving. I don't know. I mean, food is sort of number one. Food and water. That's what you need to live.
The government's probably not using the money we give them for the things that
I would hope that they are not using it for... If at any point I would hope that the government said, these people are nuts.
Let's just take the money and run with it.
Saying, you're giving us money for this. No. We need money for food. Okay, what else do we have that will make your eyes pop out of your head? Funding to print personalized contraceptive birth control devices in developing countries. It doesn't say how much, but I don't even know what print personalized contraceptives means. Shouldn't we just give that, forget printing the person, forget personalization? Shouldn't we just be, if you want to give them contraceptives, fine, give them contraceptives, but we've got to personalize them? What does that mean?
I don't get what it means by print.
I don't know.
What are you printing?
I have no idea. Their names? I don't know. Money. Oh, this is going to kill us all here. Millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars to fund irrigation canals, farming equipment, and even fertilizer used to support the unprecedented poppy cultivation and heroin production in Afghanistan, benefiting the Taliban. So yes, we are actually paying them to grow heroin. Oh my
God. This is funny. I'm sorry.
You have to laugh or you cry. $37 million to the World Health Organization. Well, that one is gone because we are out of that. So $50 million to fund condoms in Gaza. Now, there has been some news on this. So everyone thought it was Gaza, the country that is near, next to Israel. It's not that Gaza. Because, Gaza, that's the Gaza that's in the news. It's a different Gaza. I didn't even know there were two Gazas.
I don't think most people knew that.
Yeah. No, this is a Gaza in Africa.
Oh.
Okay. But I don't actually care where it is. Okay.
Why are we funding condoms?
Why are we funding that? And how many? I would like.
And why is it 50 million? How many condoms are we sending?
I don't know. If it was the Gaza that is in the news next to Israel, they estimated that it would be over 1,000 condoms for every male in Gaza in the Middle East. So I don't know the population of the Gaza in Africa, but that is a hell of a lot of birth control. I mean, there's oh Lord. And again, I was like, just little. Is that really their first problem?
And also, does America really need to solve that for them?
Yeah, I don't know. 16 million in funding for institutional contractors in gender development offices.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't even know what the heck is institutional contractors in gender development offices. 16 million. I don't even know what it is, and it's too much money. Okay. So that's what Elon found. Now, Elon actually could go and look at a book or pamphlet that Rand Paul put out last year called The Festivus Report. Okay? And he listed a whole lot of things that government spent money on and allocated. So $12 million for a grant for a 30-court pickleball complex in Las Vegas from the Department of the Interior.
Oh, hey, I thought our city government only did that kind of stuff.
No, I think this takes the $12 million for pickleball courts.
No, it was a joke.
I know it was a joke. I know you gotta laugh, but I can't laugh. Hey, Councilman Homer would love that.
That was the joke.
Hey, maybe she should move to Las Vegas. They have 30 pickleball courts now. And they must be beautiful because we spent $12 million on them.
The federal government did.
Yes, the federal government. Department of Interior. I don't even know what the Department of the Interior does. That apparently they give money for pickleball courts. $10 billion wasted on empty office space.
Wait a minute. What?
Yep.
How do you do that?
And I don't know. That's a lot of... So I think part of this problem, and this is one reason why they want them to get back to the office.
Oh, COVID.
Okay, because they have empty buildings. All right? Just sitting there wasting money where nobody is turning on a light switch. So COVID came, so they told everybody to work from home. So they all went home, and we've got a whole bunch of buildings sitting empty. But it's actually, some of this goes back before COVID. They would have empty office buildings. And was like, why don't we lease them out? I don't know. But now there's more of them since COVID. So now the number is $10 billion.
Why is the federal government funding office spaces?
Well, one would think they would need the office for their workers, but apparently there is some buildings that they just have that sit empty. If we don't own it and we're leasing it, terminate the lease. If we do own it, here's an idea. Lease it out to somebody who will pay you rent.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my gosh, you could actually make money. Or better yet, sell the building. So, more from Rand Paul's book. The National Science Foundation recently spent close to $300,000 on what seems to be a DEI initiative for, oh my God, a bird watching group.
No. Bird watching groups. There's multiple.
Well, there's multiple. Oh, I missed the S. Okay, bird watching groups. Well, I guess, yes, you would have to thank God at least that's not one group. Because $300,000 just for one, that's crazy. You know? This is ridiculous.
Is it giving you flashbacks to the shrimp running on a treadmill?
Oh, I think these are actually coming close to topping the shrimp. Okay? I mean, bird watching groups. What? Is the robin not getting along with the blue jay? Actually, they are mortal enemies. So, oh my God. What? Aren't bird watching groups voluntarily? You don't have to join.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think you really need money to form a bird watching group either, because I guess if it's really big and you need binoculars for all that and equipment and such, but you could also just grab a group of friends and go bird watching yourselves.
This isn't even for the binoculars. This is for DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. I guess they want to make sure that the bird watching groups are diversified. You know, we have to have a certain number of from each demographic group.
I don't see why you would be discriminating. You guys are just watching birds.
This is crazy. $365,000 to promote circuses in parks. Circuses in city parks. They don't want to put the circuses on. No. This is just for the advertising.
Shouldn't the circuses be advertising themselves?
One would think. Why are we spending money?
There's that economic development thing, yeah.
To promote circuses in.
I had
buy a house, or we can promote circuses in parks. Your choice. The Department of Health and Human Services spent $419,470 to determine if lonely rats seek out cocaine more than happy rats. I can answer this question now. Yes!
Is that wait, is that for research for comparing it to humans?
I have no idea.
Because it's Department of Health and Human Services, so I'm thinking that the research is to then attribute it to if lonely humans would see cocaine more than happy humans. But they're doing it with rats, because you can't do it with humans.
Humans are very, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Complex? Some people, when they're lonely, they drink. Some people, when they're lonely, knit. Some people eat. Some people do cocaine.
That's why you need to have a large sample size.
From rats?
No. Okay, yeah. I was thinking about humans. Okay, yeah, I was thinking about the humans. I forgot that they were doing it with rats.
What? We needed an albino rat and a hooded rat. And they're giving the rats cocaine.
Those poor rats.
Where is PETA when you need them?
What would that do to them?
Probably kill them.
Labs kill a lot of rats, okay?
Yes, I know. Again, where is PETA? Oh, PETA, this would be something for you. Well, on from the rats, we have the Department of Energy spent $15.5 billion to push Americans towards electric vehicles they don't want. Yes.
Yeah, it didn't really work.
$15.5 billion for something that we don't want. Isn't that lovely? No.
Well, the thing is, people can't afford them. They're still too expensive. And also, there aren't enough charging stations. And they were trying to push, and the government was trying to build charging stations. You remember that?
This isn't even for the charging stations.
I know, but they couldn't even do that. They built only like what 7 or 8 charging stations across the entire U.S.
I wonder how much that cost us.
Oh, a lot. I bet.
Wonder if it cost us more than the $15.5 billion they used to push the electric vehicles to us.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, this is a beaut. The Department of State squandered $4,840,082 on influencers. I can honestly say I did not get a penny.
You're not big enough.
Nobody sought me out.
You're we're nowhere big enough. This is for the top influencers.
Oh yeah, Did any of the Chin Pals get it? Maybe Merlin the Pig.
I don't know. They don't tell you what kind of influencers, do they?
No, they don't. Okay. Oh, and here we go. The State Department again spent $2.1 million for Paraguay's border security. Biden couldn't spend any money for our own border security, but he gave $2.1 million for another country.
Hypocrite.
The Agency for International Development spent $20 million on a new Sesame Street show in Iraq.
What? I heard what you said.
You heard me. You heard me, yes. Big Bird got $20 million to put on a Sesame Street show for Iraq.
Don't they have Sesame Street? They just, censor stuff?
I haven't the foggiest idea.
I'm pretty sure
our Sesame Street gets on over to Iraq, but why in the world would we give money for Elmo to go to Iraq?
I don't know.
Or make a Iraqi Elmo.
I don't know, but that's the question I'm asking, because why is this even needed? It should. I'm pretty sure they have a bunch of the shows we do. They just, it's dubbed and they censor some stuff that they don't like.
Maybe the $20 million is for the dubbing.
Oh, and the censoring.
That's a lot of dubbing. Why? Do you know how much Big Bird is worth?
No.
I think Big Bird could, if he was a person, he'd be a millionaire. Elmo is worth a heck of a lot more.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that Tickle Me Elmo doll, ooh, Elmo made a lot of money. Yet no, not doing $20 million for Sesame Street in Iraq. The Department of State allocated $30 $2,596.12. Where does the 12 cents come in? For breakdancing.
Where and why?
What does the State Department need with breakdancers?
Does any of this, I just want to ask a question, any of what we've listed out, does it sound like something you would think the federal government would spend on or would need to spend on?
We have people living in trailers in North Carolina still because of the hurricane. We've got people who have lost their homes in California, okay? And we're spending $20 million for Sesame Street, Iraq, $32,000 for breakdancers. How many homes could this money have built? Oh my gosh, help me.
And don't forget about the promotion for circuses. That was so important.
That is a house in some places. I have heartburn over this. Oh, the agita. Well, I'm going to post a link to Rand Paul's Festivus book because I think that it is well worth your time reading at least the list. Okay? This stuff is mind-boggling. It's ridiculous. And I would have loved Elon, when he is done with the federal government, could you please come down to Plano? Because if it wasn't for a citizen of Plano, right now the city would be building a $70,000 chicken coop. Okay? So I know for sure there has got to be our own version of waste and abuse.
Oh, I'm sure it's everywhere.
Ridiculous things.
I'm sure it's everywhere. It's in every single city, every single state. This is not just our own city government. This is not just the federal government, which is, to me, the most egregious. This is every single government.
Yes. It's your money, folks. See,
this is what we're paying taxes for.
Yes. And, love Trump, hate Trump, love Elon, hate Elon. This is what they said they were going to do. Trump said, I'm going to put Elon in charge and he's going to find in every single department, he's going to find all of it and we're going to just cut it right out. And I say, keep going. Okay? We are trillions and trillions of dollars in debt. And I don't care if it's $32,000 or $32 billion that you find to cut. I say, cut it. There is no amount too small. All right? Because as we have seen, it adds up. Okay?
It's also like you're wasting all this money on this stuff we don't need. Meanwhile, like, teachers are severely underpaid.
Exactly. How many teachers could be paid with this kind of money? I repeat, they paid, I can't remember the exact amount. FEMA just gave New York millions of dollars for illegals to stay in hotels. But we have our own citizens whose homes were destroyed by fire and by hurricane. And they are homeless, waiting for their money to come in, for FEMA to give them money so they can rebuild.
Make it make sense.
I mean, it's absolutely infuriating. And like I said, if you don't laugh, you'd cry. Okay? At the most ridiculous things we spend money on. Well, that is all the time we have for today. We will do the next podcast. We have a pit bull of the week here. We have our little Spot. Spot is such a good boy. He's very obedient and so smart. Spot knows the commands sit, stay, and down. He rides well in the car and loves to look out the window on the drive. Spot went on a group dog walk and got along with all the other dogs. He is very friendly and likes head rubs. Spot showed no prey drive along the walk when encountering squirrels and birds. He was interested in all the passing bikers and walkers. Spot is about 4 years of age and likes belly rubs.
Oh, if he doesn't get adopted soon, I don't see that happening. He's gonna get it. That is just, he's gonna get adopted.
Yes. So if you're interested in looking at Spot's info, you can go to our website, planospoliticalpitbull.com, and click on the link, Pitbull's Up for Adoption. He is over at the Plano Animal Shelter.
Yeah, go adopt him. How could you not love him after hearing all that?
He has some adorable pictures and a video up on their website. This is Esther.
And this is Ruth.
For Plano's Political Pitbull, signing off.